In 2020, we celebrate BRR's 100-year anniversary as a Realtor Association. However, our history began a few years before, with local real estate dealers organizing as early as 1909. They had a purpose to promote a more friendly and kindly feeling among the dealers of the city and to raise the standard of this business to the highest possible point. Interestingly, a story from 1916 indicated that that was when the board was formed, highlighting the adoption of a constitution and bylaws, but that was likely formalizing those previous efforts to organize. But soon after that, though, everyone was focused on World War I when the U.S. entered in 1917. And then, by late 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic reached the Treasure Valley, bringing with it quarantines and prohibitions on public gatherings, much like we're experiencing today. Because of all that, not much is known about the board's activities through the rest of the 1910s. But on January 10, 1920, the Idaho Statesman reported that a Boise Realty Board was formed, or more likely, reestablished. That same year, the group also decided to join the National Association of Real Estate Boards, known today as the National Association of Realtors. That national affiliation was likely influenced by the growing need for federal legislative representation and a desire to distinguish themselves from other practitioners by subscribing to the Code of Ethics and gaining the ability to promote themselves as realtors. On June 5, 1920, the charter application of that Boise Realty Board was approved by the National Board of Directors, aligning the local group with the National Realtor Organization, and that is the 100-year milestone we commemorate today. The founding officers of this Realtor Association were President Walter Bruce, Vice Presidents Ernest Day and Arthur Graves, and Secretary-Treasurer Ira High. The board held their weekly meetings on the top floor of the Boise City National Bank building, which is where Fork is located today. They had meeting topics such as the ethics of business, deeds and contracts, modern salesmanship, and a new concept of title insurance. They also brought in community leaders to talk about projects like the former Boise Tourist Park and the development of Arrow Rock Dam. Later, they would meet at the Owyhee or Boise hotels, eventually leasing space on Emerald Avenue. But the board eventually outgrew that space and in 2000 purchased a building on Bethel Court where we're still at today. And we continue to bring members together for education and community updates. Our professional development program still provides courses on ethics, contracts, and marketing, and we regularly feature industry and community leaders through our 59-minute meeting series and our mid-year housing summits. So we started with just 30 members in 1920, focused mostly on the city of Boise. 100 years later, we have grown to more than 5,000 members throughout Ada, Elmore, and Gem counties and beyond. But that brings us to an interesting point. What is the actual business of the association, regardless of our membership size or meeting location? Since the beginning, the association's activities have centered around three key areas: advocacy, education, and connections. Reading through old newspaper articles and association newsletters, the issues that we feel are so new and unique today have actually been with us since the very beginning. Population growth and housing shortages, property rights and taxation issues, funding for schools and roads, access to property information among brokers, and professionalism, just to name a few. But let's dig deeper into a couple. One way the Realty Board worked to address the issue of professionalism was through the development of Idaho's real estate license law in 1921. The license fee was just $10 a year, which is the equivalent of about $140 today. The original license law required each applicant to furnish 10 recommendations by property owners. Today, professionalism is addressed in a variety of ways. Members can take classes on ethics, customer service, and communications. The association provides forums to brokers to discuss issues and business practices, and we have a professional standards and arbitration program to help with any disputes. But we also highlight and celebrate those who lead by example in their day-to-day actions through our Professionalism Award, which was established in 2019. So as it was from the beginning, a focus on professionalism amongst our members will continue to be the driving mission for the association, to help members adapt as the industry changes. One thing that has continually changed is the way in which realtors gain access to information about homes for sale. I'm sure you would be surprised to hear that the MLS was established in 1922. The multiple system of listing real estate for sale was adopted by the Boise Realty Board that year, making it one of just 70 others across the country. This modern method for selling real estate, as it was referred to, was applauded for providing greater prosperity for members and more satisfaction to their clientele, as it allowed homebuyers to work with any realtor they wanted since everyone had access to the same information. While the early days of the MLS was mostly classified ads in the newspaper, MLS books and listing sheets were the primary source of information for many years. That is until the late 1990s when a computerized MLS system was rolled out, giving members the ability to access up-to-date information and even more than one photo of a property. The tools and download speeds back then are nothing compared to what is available today, through what is now known as the Intermountain MLS, serving thousands of realtors across Idaho, as well as Eastern Oregon and Washington. Another bright spot in our organization's history was in 1995 when the Realtors Community Foundation was formed. Through that foundation, realtors have given back more than $1.7 million to various nonprofits, charities, and public projects. But of course, realtors have been contributing their time and money well before then and continue to do amazing things today. In 1938, the Realty Board sponsored a lawn improvement contest, while today, realtors continue to participate and rake up Boise and other community projects. In 1945, realtors hosted a luncheon honoring military servicemen and women in World War II, while today, realtor and serviceman Lucas O'Neill, along with our 2020 Foundation President Andrea Anderson, launched Feed the Front Lines, an initiative to provide meals to nurses fighting COVID-19. Not to mention the grants given to local nonprofits, working hard to keep families in their homes, and even the playhouse that was donated to the Ronald McDonald House in Boise in 1992. Realtors have a spirit of service that extends well beyond the work that they do for their clients, and we're so pleased to be able to help them through the association. I could go on, but we'll stop the history lesson here as there are just too many stories to tell from the past century. I hope you've seen through this brief look back that the ideals upon which this great association was founded in 1920 are the exact same that we carry forward today, to promote a more friendly and kindly feeling among realtors, and to raise the standard of this business to the highest possible point for our fellow realtors, our clients, and for everyone in our community. Thank you.